Good morning, or good evening, I guess, whatever time it is where you are. I record these in the morning because it's quieter around here. But yes, anyway, welcome once again to Kerbal Space Program. I am Doug from Narwhal Gaming, and today we are going to take our Jeep to the moon. Now, I don't know if the video quality is any better on YouTube, but I did change the resolution, and I also figured out how to upload and export in high definition. So, luckily, or hopefully, things will turn out a little better quality. Let's see. We got to get our Jeep 2.0 load. This is also the latest version of Kerbal Space Program. This is 1.11.2. Just downloaded yesterday, and then I had to transfer all the mods over, and as far as I know, everything should be pretty smooth. This is new. I've never been able to be outside of the wall before. It usually doesn't zoom out that far. Okay, anyway, since we were here last, I added these launch stability enhancers so that we will stay upright in the on the launch pad out there. We got our Jeep is situated here in our cradle. We have solar, we have power. I believe we are all set. I have not done any test launches, and last time I think I remember saying that I have never used these boosters here before, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. Let's see, go to, and I'm on full screen too, so my whole orientation of everything is off right now. Okay, here we are on the launch pad. Everything looks good. Let's see, did we have any lights to test? I don't think we did. All the lights are inside. We got fuel stats there. We got all this good stuff. We don't... Oh, that's right, we're not taking Kerbals with us. We're just getting the Jeep there for now. And we will... Let's see, stability controls. We have full throttle. And 3, 2, 1, launch. Probably should have brought up MechJeb before I launched. Let's see. Well, I should start leaning it over. I believe it is right there. My frame rates are slowed down a little bit, but not that big of a deal. It's a very large craft, so to be expected. So far so good. Everything is firing as scheduled. That is different. This is my first time using this model of these engines. That's kind of neat. Okay, so we're starting to lean. I'm hoping that that's because of the autopilot. And I would just go ahead and fast forward through this since we've seen all this, but I'm kind of interested to see how all this performs, actually. Getting a little bit of aero shock here, breaking the speed limit or the sound barrier. was commonly known as a sonic boom. I can turn my lights off because they're useless right here. That's why these fairings are so important in real life too, is because it allows the air to flow through or past everything in a smooth surface instead of getting them caught up in all the flat surfaces that are on our Jeep. Well, these boosters are lasting an awful long time. Yeah, they are pretty huge though. So. Got a little view of the surrounding terrain. I got a little more room to play with now that I'm in full screen too, so I can move MechJeb around. There's the mountains where we landed our Jeep that one time. Okay, now we're getting a little bit of flame effect. Since we are going eastward, but basically straight up still, we should be we're at 22,000 feet, 66, or yeah, about 66,000 feet. 22,000 meters. We are getting up there, but not quite out of the atmosphere. You know, I did not read the patch notes or whatever. This whole area looks different. Wonder if they did some graphics updates. It's like I don't remember the atmosphere being here. Uh-oh. Stage. Oh, auto stage. Boom. Okay. I guess we're coasting to space. Oh, yep, must be an autocorrect. I did apply the autopilot way late, so my fault. That's probably why it's taking this weird orbital path. Ooh, yeah, 1490 meters per second. Yeah, that if I did it correctly, it should have been about 200. So, yeah, we basically went straight up. Now we're gonna have to go straight sideways once we get up to a proper altitude here. I'm almost tempted to launch in the correct orientation, but we got a plethora of fuel here. And the nice thing is these things will not follow us into orbit. They'll eventually just come crashing right back down into the water. And they will become coral reefs, I guess. Yeah, we'll say that's what's going to happen. Okay, so we are above our target altitude, but since we have to go so far, so much that way, that we're gonna start falling back to the planet, and we need that extra vertical feet to make up the difference. So we're going sideways while we're falling, and if the autopilot is doing its job correctly, should even out at about 80,000 meters. Should being the key word here. I do have auto warp on. I don't know why it's not warping. There it goes. Okay, boosters are clearing away. If this were SpaceX, those things would be flipping around and deorbiting themselves, or at least slowing themselves back down and going back to the launch center, which is right here. The nice thing too is this thing's not going to circularize fast enough that these side boosters here, these side tanks, are not going to follow us into orbit either. Hopefully they won't anyway. Yeah, we've only got, what, 600 and... or was that a 5 or 6? I can't tell. That's a 6. And we need 12, so yeah, about halfway through this burn, these things are going to come off. Don't know why the fairings didn't come off. Let's see, we can manually get rid of that, I believe. Yeah. Nope, come on. There we go. Get rid of all that junk, let it fall into the ocean like a responsible aerospace program. And there is our Jeep. Yep, and there we are. Well, a little more than halfway through it. Knock those away. Good. Oh, so it would have staged at this point, I guess. Because that's where it was in the process. I could have left it alone. It would have spit those fairings off in due time. And now our solar panels have come out. These are the disposable ones, so you can't fold them back in, which is fine. We're not going to re-enter the atmosphere, so we will leave those be. $315, $300. And then what I'm going to do is transfer all fuel to this front tank, because when you're trying to pivot around a certain point, central point, which is right here, that you want all weight to be towards the middle. That way it can rotate around its axis a lot easier. Don't have so much weight out here, you know, not wanting to move, try to, what do they call that, brake inertia, whatever, and momentum. Okay, good. Get rid of those. Get rid of the autopilot now. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we are in orbit now. Oh, yeah, we're not in a complete orbit yet. This is only 35. What do we want to do? We need... Where did it go? Maneuver planner. There it is. Circularize. To fix time, which would be 0 seconds, create, and execute. There we go, that's going to be a full circle. Wait for our maneuver node here. There, periapsis is at 114, 120, so we're a little bit high for our altitude yet. What are we at, 120? Okay. Now, we want to go to the moon, or the mun. Boom, it's our target. And then we are going to do a bi-impulsive transfer to target, also known as a Hohmann transfer. That is where you accelerate on one side of a celestial body in order to raise your apoapsis on the other side, so when you come swinging around, you fling way up. You'll see how that goes. Let's see, bipole, Hohmann transfer at optimum time. We will create a node. So we are going to launch in 34 minutes for 32 seconds. And then the autopilot's not the greatest at getting out here, so when we get out to right about here, so we'll adjust our approach. Actually, I could probably do it here, but we are just about... Okay, it'll go around again once it passes here. Because otherwise I would be racing the clock. And it's past it and still counting down from 33. Okay, good. We can, because the way it has it set now, it has it basically crashing right into the moon, and we don't want to do that. So we are going to grab this maneuver node and we're going to move it so that we launch a little bit sooner. We get out to the moon a little sooner. See a little PE stop or popped up. 32,000 meters. And the moon has no atmosphere, so we can go right down to basically 10 feet off the ground if we wanted to and not have to worry about drag. But that lowered it down to about a minute sooner. We'll get to the moon about a minute sooner. And then we can execute. Okay, we're going to move to our blue maneuver node. And then you'll see how this works in action. Let's see, put that at the bottom. Auto warp kicks in. What I better check before we get to launching too far away is to make sure our antenna is up. Where is the antenna? There it is. Oh, it's already up. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so the ship's coming around, back to our maneuver node. And then the engines will fire up momentarily. There we are at 16 seconds, because 32-second burn time, you want to cut that in half, so you're 16 seconds ahead of and 16 seconds behind the maneuver node. You don't want to wait until you get to the node and then burn. But see how the apoapsis here is increasing when we're on this side of the planet? That's the magic of Hohmann. And just like that. Perfect. Okay, so now the blue line is your sphere of influence to the planet, and then when it changes to orange, we will be in the sphere of influence of the moon. And then the purple here is when it leaves this influence of the moon and goes off into not interstellar, but solar orbit. It'll no longer be attached to the planet, but we are not going to go that far. But let's see. Go back to the craft. Make sure we're getting juice, electrical. Make sure everything else is up to the job it's supposed to be doing. Okay, and then we are going to fast forward a little bit. Warpage. Goodbye, Corbin. Hello, moon. Oh, there it is. Right, y'all. Now this is where Kerbal Alarm Clock comes in handy. Right here, a download that you want to, or it's a mod you want to download first and foremost when you install the game. We want to add a thing, and then our sphere of influence. So when we go from the influence of the planet to the influence of the moon, it will let us know. It'll give you a margin of a minute, but that's kind of useless out in the middle of deep space. We're going to go 0, add, and then when it hits the target time, it will kill the warp for you. Otherwise, you'd go shooting way past. And anybody who's traveled in space, you know that's no good. The moon, we are in the shadow of the planet. That's okay. Further away you get from it, the smaller its shadow will get. Alright, let's just we're gonna warp to that. There we are. And you'll see it jump to over here because this is a projection. By the time we get to here, the moon will actually be over here, but now that we're in its sphere of influence, we are traveling with the moon, so it doesn't look like it's moving with us. That took me forever to figure out. I was like, why does it keep moving like that? But yeah, once it clicked, it made perfect sense. So once we get to the PE, periapsis, we are going to want to circularize and then create. It's going to be, no, we want to circularize at periapsis. Remove that one, create that one, yes, and execute. Yeah, I still have 2,700 fuel with me. Yeah, I'm way overpacked. But that's the nice thing about this space program is you can pack anything you want. Don't matter. Okay. So, Mr. Moon. What were we gonna? I thought we were gonna do this at 32. Yeah, dark side of the moon. Not a whole lot to see. That's why it's not good to land on the dark side either. Okay, we see down here we have a apoapsis, which means we are circular. We're coming in. Okay, and there it is. We are now orbiting the moon. Ta-da! And we are going to be entering the far side, and we don't have a relay system set up here for communications. So the signal strength is going to drop down to 0, meaning we're just going to be coasting until we reach the other side. About here-ish, we can get line of sight with the planet, and then we can start our landing maneuvers. We can probably just warp to right here. See, we got 0 bars. And warp to here. There we go. Now we got full bars here. Signal strength 100. Where do we want to land? Probably in this crater would be a good spot, but I'd like to land in a nice not crater part too. Kinda. I don't know. How about we shoot for maybe here? So we can, let's see, make a maneuver node here. Drag. We're gonna decrease throttle, or decrease speed. Okay, you want to overshoot it a little bit, because once you get into here, you're going to be throttling down, and then hopefully land right here. Kind of tempted to allow the autopilot to land for me. You know what? Let's run a simulation. Let's see what it does. Landing guidance. We want to pick a target. Where did we want to go? Oh, we want to go right here. Land at target. There's no aero brake. Oh, it's already going. Okay, engage. Okay, I guess we're gonna do a super suicide burn. The tricky part is, since I have to land wheels down, hopefully, that it's going to, well, I'm gonna have to abandon this at some point. But at least we'll get into the neighborhood. Let's F5, quick save. Okay, before we dump these, let's make sure that they didn't get drained. Okay, yep, that looks like it's going to be at least in the neighborhood. That's good. Are we right above it? Yep, I think this is our target spot right here. Maybe. Get over top. Yep. Okay, good thing we F5'd, because that's coming in awful dang fast. Now I think the autopilot's going to try to land right on the bell. Oh, I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Come on, give me control. Oh, abort. Control from here, and boom, and turn, other way, turn. No, too far, turn. Dang it. Crap. Oh. Oh. Something blew up. Of course, the antenna. Oop, nope. Come on. Ta-da! Like a glove. Okay, so we're missing our antenna. That's not good, but Bill can put one on later. Surprised this solar panel didn't break off. Oh, let's see, those two, and then we got our lights. Oh, you know what? I didn't change the setting on these. I got them for toggle instead of on and off. I knew I was going to forget to fix that too. There we go. So, we can run experiments, but of course we are in sandbox, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they say insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. You check the atmospheric pressure again anyways. But yeah, like I said, we're in sandbox, so zero science. Keep, I guess. So now what we would do is land a second craft, and hopefully it would be in this neighborhood. Uh-oh, blue tire. Well, definitely need to bring Bill down. Anyways, that's it for this one. We should probably make a lander craft next time and get that over here so that Bill can fix this Jeep, and then the Cribblenauts can go exploring. So until then, I am Doug with Narwhal Gaming, and have a wonderful day.